Hello everyone, welcome back to Quicks14Blog, Quicks14 here, coming back with some more WoW for you. This time we're taking a look at the fresh, brand new content from 3.3. That's right, it's the new 5-mans, and we're going to take a quick look here at how not only can you go through each of these instances. This is on regular, so I suggest everyone tries it on regular, especially if it's your first time, just so it'll be a little easier for you and you can get a little used to it. I'm going to get you through some of the basic stuff here, including the quest line. You can pick up the quest in Dalaran near either of the bank. There should be somebody there to pick up the quest. I believe it is also shareable, so if anyone else in your group has it, you can share it as well. You come in, you can either do it through the new Dungeon Finder to do a complete pug, which is what this is, that I did do. Awesome system. And I know your guys are going, what happened to your UI? I got organized. I'll just leave it at that. So first boss here in the first Forge of Souls is this little boss here. He can be kind of interesting. You'll notice he's going to do this corrupt soul on one of the party members. You should back up as far as you can, especially in heroic. Back up as far as you can. The soul will come out of that. You need to kill the soul because it heals him. So this is very particular, especially in heroic, because it can be a real pain. So the farther away you are when he starts, as soon as he starts casting that, you want to back off as far as you can, no matter who you are, and kill and make sure you guys kill that soul. When he does this little trick here, distance isn't your friend. You actually do need to come in, and he does this when he's getting close to death, so you need to come in. In heroic, he actually casts a fear on people, which will actually send you into it, so healers need to be very aware of that and be prepared for it by casting regrowth and rejubes or any kind of hots, especially on themselves, to deal with the extra damage so they can survive. We have the second boss. There's only 2 bosses in this first Forge of Souls here, and this one is very similar to many of you know from Black Temple. He is very interesting. He's going to cast these pits here, purple, and if you're standing in it, it's going to do massive damage, especially in heroic. So first and foremost, don't stand in it. These guys, there's not much you can do about them. You can't attack them, you can't really take care of them. You basically have to soak the damage, so healers need to be aware of that and to make sure they keep the damage up. Make sure you heal the tank, because this guy does hit pretty darn hard. Once it turns into that phase, especially you long-range healers, as you can see there, it's going to go in a clockwise-like motion, so you need to go counterclockwise or something in that particular thing, so you avoid it. I didn't see that happen in heroic, thankfully, but it did happen here in regular. Thankfully, he was almost dead anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal. I did have to release and come back, but if you notice, this isn't the end. There is a portal here in the back after you finish the quest, and it will not take you back to Dalaran or anything like that. It's not a back entrance. It actually goes straight into the next instance of this try instance that you are unlocking, and which is really cool with the quest. So if you got the time and you've got a good group and everything, you do all 3 at once, because it's a lot more entertaining and a lot more fun. So here we are in the pit of Sauron. Very interesting little thing. As you can see, the first thing you need to do is help free these slaves. Not too hard. Basically, they're around with a ball and chain. The ball from their ball and chain is what you need to use as a doodad, and that will release them. So first boss here is this Serenite guy. Yeah, there's Serenite everywhere, but yeah, unfortunately it's not mineable. Sorry guys. He's not too difficult. He's a standard tank and spank. He does like doing some extra damage attacks. As you can see, we're taking permafrost damage from the thing. As you notice, I might be trying to move around, jump around. I was trying to see if I could stop that. It's not quite like the Nexus in that thought of that if you're in it too long, you're going to take it. It just keeps stacking and then it recycles. So it doesn't matter. There's not much you can do about it. It's just constant group damage. So healers need to be very aware of that. The Serenite boulders you need to keep an eye on. In heroic, he actually does an ability where you actually need to get behind the Serenite boulders to try and prevent stuff. There's some really awesome. I mean, this is regular, and you can see he's dropping purples, and these are not something to shake nothing at purples. These are really nice purples. So great welfare effects even in regular. This is like talk regular to the next level. This is like old war drops in some cases. So if you're looking to get upgraded to go run especially the new Ice Crown instance that's starting to open up now. I want to do that. So next is Ick and Crank. Quicks doesn't do nothing. It's pretty much all fight against Ick. As you can see, he does this poison spray, very common, gets on the ground, move. You might get poisoned here and then. He also does his Poison Nova. Everyone but the tank should be close by. Just back off so you don't take as much damage. He does this little thing, and it's going to spawn basically where you're at. It's even worse in Heroic. Very, very simple. Keep moving. Keep moving, watch where you're going, and you should be able to prevent that from happening. Not too difficult, actually, and it was actually quite a fun fight, very organized. And then, of course, afterwards he does his spiel, and we move on to the next part. Moving up to the next boss, I didn't show it all here because of time reasons, but it's kind of a gauntlet. The first half is just going up the ramp, fighting a whole bunch of trash, and then you go into a cave and you're fighting a whole bunch of trash, and there's crash downs from the cave wall that are going to be designated by some snowfall and a little AoE thing on the ground, and then something will fall and it'll do damage and also knockback. You can fight in those caves. It's not too hard to do. Just be aware of where you are. You see one of those things, move. You've got until they disappear to actually move and they fall. Once you're up there, then you actually get to fight him. He was probably one of the more interesting and difficult fights. I almost lost it here because of some of the different things he does. You're not fighting the actual dragon, you're fighting the actual guy on the dragon. As you're going to see, he's going to hop off here, and then you're actually going to fight him. He does quite a few abilities. As you can see, the dragon is attacking us still, though, and he's going to shoot these things down here, which does do damage, and it also slows you down. He's also going to shoot some spikes at certain people to stun them. Once he's got you targeted, like he does me here, you'll notice he is actually, I believe, healing himself as well. It also marks you, and so he's trying to shoot you down or something like that. See, now I'm marked, and I didn't move, and I got hit by that, which was a nice stun. It's not too difficult. Just keep health up, keep moving around, keep in decent distances, and you should be fine. And that's pretty much it. These guys are going to come out here. There's a big old spiel, and then the dragon comes out and kills everybody, but Jaina teleports you to safety. So you can finish your quest there, and then you can move on to the next area, which is the Halls of Reflection. So you go ahead and go through the portal there, and you're into the Halls of Reflection. Now here I'm not going to show everything. I'm going to show the first parts here with the gauntlet, the real gauntlet, basically, and these first two bosses. The rest is a little different, and I'm not going to show it because there's a lot of spoilers here. This is really, really cool. You need to do this quest. It's just awesome. It's just worth it. Not to mention you get to see the Lich King. So, very, very cool. So what happens, you come in here and you've got about 10 waves. It basically goes 5 waves, boss, 5 waves, boss. There's 2 bosses on either side. You're going to go through each wave. This can be pretty difficult in Heroic in particular, especially for healers. There's a lot of stuns, a lot of interrupts, a lot of poisons and curses being thrown around. So having a Druid healer here is huge, but it can be a real pain. So there's quite a few different types of healers or mobs. There's of course actual footmen, which hit really, really hard. If they get on your healers might be able to stand 1 hit, but that's about it. Then there are mages, and there are also riflemen, and there are priests in Heroic, I believe. So it's something to watch out for in Heroic. I found, for me, at least in the Heroic, it seemed to work better for me to be on top of this little pedestal here in the middle, and I was able to handle it. So, boss are simple. After the first 5 waves, you're going to fight the first boss here, and then you're going to get another 5 waves, and you're going to fight the other boss here. I'm not going to show you any more waves. This is just the bosses now as we finish this up. These bosses do quite a few different things, including a fear, and also this disease fear can be a real pain for healers, so you want to make sure you watch your mana. In between each wave, you're going to have a quick couple seconds to take a quick drink if you need to, so make sure you use that. And also between each wave is also in between each fight as well, so your potions should come available for each wave. So enervating isn't absolutely necessary even in Heroic unless you're having really bad mana regen. So it was a lot of fun. ton of fun. As you can see, my new UI is working out pretty well. I've completely reorganized it quite a bit, and I know you're all bugging me to know it's pretty much the same stuff you guys have seen before. I've just reorganized it and tried to make it a little cleaner for me and for lag reasons, and it seemed to work out pretty well. So we're on the last moss here now. The rest of the dungeon is a little different. You're going to go into this other thing. You're going to attack something. You're going to fight some reflections of yourself, so make sure you attack once the mob is down, that you kill the reflection of the healer first, and then you'll pretty much be set. And then, of course, there's this whole runaway spiel that you're going to do, and I don't want to spoil too much of it. It's pretty straightforward, just fighting waves of mobs as you're trying, you and Lady Jaina Proudmoore are trying to get away. So that's all for now. Some patch 3.3 content. Look at my new UI. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please rate, comment, subscribe, spread the word. Lots more coming up. I've got Mount Hyjal coming up tonight, so hopefully get that footage in up to you. Till next time.